You know that facts first thing CNN is always going on about?
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good at first, right?
Right.
Like, let's all get the facts straight and then figure out what we think about it all.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Oh.
Our brains are way more complicated than that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what we're going to dive into today.
Okay.
Why facts so often fail to change minds.
It really is kind of a head scratcher, you know? Like you would think cold, hard facts would be enough to convince anyone, but we're not just rational beings. Our beliefs are all tangled up with our emotions, our identities, our brain chemistry even.
And we've got some really fascinating research to help us unpack all of this stuff.
Yeah, cool.
We'll even be looking at how our brains process emotions using this model called the pleasure arousal dominance model.
Wow.
So yeah, you'll not only understand why facts sometimes fall flat, but we'll give you some tips for navigating those tough conversations.
Nice.
And we'll leave you with the final thought to ponder long after we're done.
Sounds good.
So where do we start?
Let's start with one of the biggest hurdles when it comes to changing minds.
Okay.
This idea that our worldview is like super tied to our sense of self.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
It's so true.
Yeah.
It's not just about being right or wrong.
Right.
It's about who we are at our core.
Right, exactly.
Like if someone challenges our beliefs,
yeah.
it can feel like they're attacking us personally, right?
Totally. I think we've all been there.
Oh, for sure.
It's like our brains are saying, hey, back off. This is part of me you're messing with.
That UConn article had a great quote about this.
Oh, yeah.
It said, for many people, a challenge to their worldview feels like an attack on their personal identity and can cause them to harden their position.
Interesting.
So imagine this. You're having a conversation with someone and they present evidence that totally contradicts what you believe.
Your immediate reaction might not be to reconsider your stance, but to defend it even more fiercely because your beliefs are so intertwined with who you are.
Right.
So it's like they're not just rejecting the facts. They're rejecting anything that threatens their sense of self.
It's like, don't mess with my identity, man.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not just our sense of self at play here, is it?
No, it's not.
We've also got those sneaky little things called cognitive biases working against us.
Oh, yeah. Those cognitive biases are tricky little devils.
Yeah.
They're always influencing how we process information.
Yeah,
Like belief perseverance, for instance.
what's that one again?
It's this tendency our brains have to cling to what we already believe,
Okay.
even in the face of evidence that says we're wrong.
I feel like we've all been there.
Oh, absolutely. I know I have.
It's like you're so convinced you're right about something, and then someone comes along with clear evidence that proves you wrong.
Right.
But you just can't let go of your initial belief.
You just can't let it go. It's so frustrating. But you know, it actually makes sense from an evolutionary perspective.
Really? How so?
Well, we're constantly bombarded with information all the time.
That's true.
So if our brains constantly reevaluated every single belief we have, we'd be in a constant state of mental chaos.
Oh, right.
So belief perseverance is like a mental shortcut.
Yeah.
It's a way for our brains to conserve energy and maintain stability.
It's like our brains are trying to protect us from information overload.
Exactly. But as you pointed out,
Yeah.
it can also make us incredibly stubborn.
Totally.
And then there's confirmation bias,
Yes.
which is like belief perseverance's partner in crime.
Oh, tell me about it.
It's our tendency to seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs
Right.
and conveniently ignore anything that doesn't fit our narrative.
Yeah. It's like we're cherry picking the evidence to support our pre-existing conclusions.
Exactly. It's everywhere you look, especially on social media.
Oh, totally.
We create these echo chambers where we're only exposed to information that reinforces our existing views.
Right.
And the more we see the same ideas over and over,
Yeah.
the more convinced we become that we're right.
It's like our brains are saying, see, I told you so.
Exactly. And you know, it's really fascinating.
Right.
2016 Gallup poll,
Okay.
and it perfectly illustrates confirmation bias in action.
I'm all ears.
They asked Republicans and Democrats about the state of the economy right before and after the election.
Interesting.
And get this,
Yeah.
the economy didn't actually change that much in those few days, but people's perceptions of the economy did a complete 180 depending on whether their candidate won or lost.
So if their candidate won, the economy was booming,
Right?
and if their candidate lost,
It was doom and gloom.
even though nothing really changed, that's crazy.
I know, right?
It's like we're literally seeing what we want to see.
Exactly. Filtering out anything that contradicts our beliefs.
It's like our brains are saying, nope, don't want to hear it. Must protect our worldview at all costs.
It's a powerful force.
Okay, so we've got our sense of self all tangled up with our worldview.
Right.
Plus, we have all these cognitive biases filtering how we see the world.
Right.
But wait.
There's more.
There's more. Our brain chemistry is part of this too, right?
You got it.
So tell me about that.
Okay, so get this.
Okay.
Winning an argument or sticking to your guns actually triggers the release of these feel-good chemicals in your brain.
Really? Like what?
Like dopamine, adrenaline.
What? The same stuff that makes us crave junk food and roller coasters?
The very same.
So you're telling me our brains are basically wired to enjoy conflict? Like we get a rush from being right and proving others wrong?
It definitely plays a role.
Wow.
Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain.
Right.
And sticking to our beliefs and winning arguments feels good. It gives us a sense of certainty, and control in a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable.
Right.
So yeah, there's a biological reason why we find it so hard to change our minds.
So that's why those heated debates can get so out of hand. It's like our brains are prioritizing those feel-good chemicals over logic and reason.
Exactly.
But hold on.
Yeah.
What about cortisol? That's the stress hormone, right?
Right.
Where does that fit into all of this?
Well, when we feel stressed or distrustful, cortisol floods our system.
Okay.
And that can literally hijack our ability to think clearly.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and remember the amygdala.
Remind me.
That part of the brain associated with fear and emotional responses.
Oh, yeah. Great.
Studies have shown that it becomes way more active during cognitive dissonance, which is that feeling of discomfort we experience when our beliefs are challenged.
Right.
So it's like our brains are going into fight or flight mode.
Oh, wow.
Instead of engaging in calm, rational thought.
So it's like our bodies are literally preparing us to run away from the conversation.
In a way, yes.
Wow. Okay, so let me get this straight.
Okay.
Our worldview is tied to our identity. We have cognitive biases filtering all the information that comes in.
Right.
And our brain chemistry is rewarding us for being stubborn.
Yep.
It's like everything is working against us when it comes to changing our minds.
It's a real uphill battle.
But that's where the Alan Turing Institute research comes in, right?
Exactly.
Tell me about that.
So their research showed how beliefs aren't just these isolated little islands floating around in our minds.
Okay.
They're all interconnected.
Oh, interesting.
It's like a web.
So you're saying if you tug on one belief, it could affect a whole bunch of others.
That's exactly what we're saying.
That's fascinating. Do you have any examples of what that looks like in the real world?
Absolutely. So you often see this correlation between climate change skepticism and distrust in mainstream medicine.
Interesting.
People who are skeptical of climate change might also be more likely to embrace alternative therapies or distrust vaccines.
So these beliefs are like interconnected. They reinforce each other.
Exactly.
So it's not just about changing one belief in isolation. It's about understanding the whole web of beliefs that it's connected to.
You got it.
Wow, this is making me think about my own beliefs in a whole new way.
That's what we're here for.
What other connections have researchers found?
Well, another interesting one is between vaccine hesitancy and a strong emphasis on parental instincts over expert advice.
Interesting.
It's like these parents are saying, I trust my gut more than what doctors or scientists are telling me.
I can see that.
And while parental instincts are incredibly important,
yeah, of course,
it's crucial to balance that with evidence-based information.
So it's not that one is right and one is wrong.
Right.
It's about finding that balance.
Exactly.
This is all so insightful. It's like we're peering into the inner workings of our minds, understanding the hidden forces that shape our beliefs.
Like that.
But before we go any further, I think we need to take a closer look at this concept of auxiliary hypotheses.
Okay.
Because it sounds like another major player in this whole facts don't change minds phenomenon.
It's a big one.
So in a nutshell, what are auxiliary hypotheses?
Basically, instead of updating our beliefs with new information, we create these elaborate explanations to justify our existing views.
So you're saying instead of admitting we might be wrong, our brains come up with these elaborate stories to make the new information fit with our existing beliefs.
Precisely.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Can you break this down for us a bit more? Give us an example that really brings this concept to life.
Absolutely. It's a bit like our brains are master puzzle solvers, always trying to fit the pieces together, even if we have to force them a little bit.
Right.
The Alan Turing Institute article had this great example about medical treatments and conspiracy theories.
Okay.
So imagine someone who believes in a specific medical treatment, but also believes there's a conspiracy to hide the truth about that treatment.
Okay, I'm following.
Now, let's say this person is presented with scientific evidence that shows the treatment doesn't actually work. Instead of accepting the evidence and maybe reconsidering their belief in the treatment, they might double down and create this new hypothesis. They might say, well, the treatment does work. But they are suppressing the evidence because they don't want people to know the truth.
Wow, that's a pretty extreme example, but I guess it makes sense in a way.
Right.
If your belief in this treatment is so strong, and it's tied up with this belief in a larger conspiracy, then admitting you're wrong about the treatment would mean questioning the whole conspiracy theory.
You got it.
That's a huge mental shift.
Exactly.
It's easier to just come up with a new explanation that preserves both beliefs.
Exactly. Even if that explanation seems far-fetched to someone looking at it from the outside, it's like adding an extra layer to the puzzle, making it even more complex. But it's maintaining that overall picture that you've already created in your mind.
It's like we're trying to protect that worldview we were talking about earlier.
Exactly.
It all comes back to that.
It does.
Our brains are wired to seek consistency and avoid the discomfort of cognitive dissonance.
Right.
So when new information comes along, that challenges our beliefs. Our brains go into overdrive trying to make it all fit.
Absolutely.
It's like we're building these mental fortresses around our beliefs, complete with moats and drawbridges to keep out anything that we don't like.
That's a great analogy. And to see these mental fortresses in action, the researchers at the Alan Turing Institute actually studied the Change My View subreddit.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that one.
It's this online forum where people post their opinions and invite others to try and change their minds.
It sounds like a breeding ground for heated debates.
Oh, it can be.
Did the researchers find any evidence of these auxiliary hypotheses playing out in those discussions?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they found that people often used auxiliary hypotheses to deflect counter-arguments. And protect their beliefs.
Interesting.
It was fascinating to see how people use language, evidence, and emotion to try and persuade each other, often resorting to these really complex explanations to justify their viewpoints.
So it's like a real-world example of how these biases can play out in online discussions.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's recap. Our worldview is tied to our identity.
Yes.
Cognitive biases are filtering information. Our brain chemistry is rewarding us for being stubborn.
Right.
And these auxiliary hypotheses are basically mental gymnastics to keep our beliefs intact.
It's a lot to overcome.
It really is.
But here's the thing. It's not just about the mental gymnastics, you know? There's an emotional component to this as well.
Interesting. Tell me more.
Remember the pleasure-arousal-dominance model?
Yeah.
Research suggests that experiencing cognitive dissonance actually feels unpleasant. Yeah, our brains don't just think it's unpleasant to have our beliefs challenged. We literally feel worse.
So you're telling me there's scientific evidence that having my beliefs challenged is like stubbing my toe or biting into a lemon?
Kind of.
No wonder we avoid it. But what's going on in our brains when we experience this unpleasant feeling?
Well, when people engage in tasks that cause cognitive dissonance, things like recalling hypocritical behavior or writing essays that go against what they believe, their pleasure scores on the P80 model actually decrease.
So it's like our bodies are literally telling us, nope, don't like this, go back to what you were believing before.
Exactly.
This is wild.
It really is.
Our emotions and our thoughts are so interconnected.
The mind-body connection is real.
And this unpleasant feeling of cognitive dissonance maybe explains why we often avoid situations that challenge our beliefs in the first place.
That's a good point.
Like scrolling past articles that have a different viewpoint. Or avoiding conversations with people who have different political opinions.
Exactly.
It's like if our brains are wired to avoid discomfort, it makes sense that we would try to avoid situations that trigger cognitive dissonance.
Makes sense.
We'd rather stick to our echo chambers, surrounded by people who reinforce our existing beliefs.
Because it feels good.
Yeah, exactly.
But this can also lead to problems.
Like what?
It creates a cycle where we become more and more entrenched in our own views. Even when those views might be harmful or inaccurate.
It's like digging ourselves deeper and deeper into our own little bubbles.
Exactly.
I want to leave you with one final thought to chew on.
All right, let's hear it.
Are you willing to change your mind?
That's a good one.
Until next time.
And keep those bias detectors activated.